Hey guys, what is going on? This is Larknok1 slash AQW Addict, and today I am bringing you guys an 18-3 Shrieker gameplay on Lost City, which is pretty interesting because I actually pick it up a kill fest with it. So, I got a couple updates to talk about before I actually dig into a topic for today. First things first, last weekend I got to playing a lot of Conduit 2 and picked up 10 or so commentary-worthy gameplays. So I'll be trying to upload those every other day, but if I get stalled to get them out to you guys, don't rage, calm down. It's usually because I'm really busy with schoolwork, and making a commentary is really hard when you have 4 hours of homework a day, like I've had all week this week. Another heads up is that I have the practice SAT coming up this Saturday, so this upcoming weekend might not be the most productive weekend in the whole universe. I'm going to try to get stuff out nonetheless. Now that I've got my obligations out of the way, I just want to welcome my new subscribers from Convoy's channel. Since my video went up last weekend, I've gotten nearly 110 new subscribers since then. So I'm pumped to get in touch with you guys and get some feedback. Anyways, our topic for today is going to be about what I'd like to see in a Conduit 3 if that ever does come out. I assume it would come out for the Wii U, which has been rumored to be more powerful than the PS3. With that being said, I'd like to make this a short series, maybe 2 to 3 parts. So today, specifically, I'm going to be talking about the campaign aspects I'd like to see in Conduit 3. Now, there will really be major spoilers, so if you haven't beaten Conduit 1 or Conduit 2 single player yet, and really want to get around to doing that, pause the video now and do that, go do that. Or you can just watch this if you don't really care. Now that I've got all the spoilers out of the way, I just want to touch over what I'd like in Conduit 1 and Conduit 2's campaigns. Now, just so you all know, I like Conduit 1's single player a hell of a lot more than Conduit 2's. Now that's for multiple reasons, but for me, the most important reason was that Conduit 1's plot and atmosphere were a lot more serious. Now, a lot of people will defend Conduit 2 and say that they enjoyed the ecstatic joking around forward that shows up in that game. And I'm not saying it wasn't enjoyable, because it definitely was. I mean, come on, who can't show like a ninja or inner chambers? Sounds kinky. Some love. I mean, it's funny. The campaign is funny. I enjoyed it. But quite honestly, I would have much preferred a more serious tone in Conduit 2, like they did with the first game. Now, the reason for that is because it was hard to make Mr. Ford in his quest, it was really hard to take his quest seriously at all if he himself showed really no concern for it and he was joking all the time. Now, the entire conspiracy mystery shawl that the first game drew so masterfully over our eyes was so short-lived in Conduit 2 because of the, quite honestly, half-assed single player. Now, what I mean by that is in Conduit 1, you don't know what's going on, you don't know who to trust, and you don't know who anybody really is. That all goes out the window in Conduit 2. You immediately know exactly whose side you're playing on. You don't really get that concerned when Andromeda starts yelling at you to start questioning Prometheus' ethics. Sure, the Eye of Tiamat spinning and calling Tiamat and her cybernetic world from deep space in the end of Conduit 2. And, by the way, that is what happens. The Eye of Tiamat is the ASE. It calls her weird cybernetic universe or something. It's pretty cool, but, again, you don't really ever get concerned. Nothing's really hidden. It just lacks that appeal. I really think they could have done this better. Also, the other thing is that they took a lot of the radios out, to the point where there wasn't anything of value to listen to on the radios past the very first 2 missions. For me, I love the radios because they added a sense of national hysteria into the first game, which really makes a game or movie way more awesome. In fact, I found that you only need 2 things for anything to become instantly awesome. Number 1, confusion. Yeah, you can't know exactly what's going to happen for something to be awesome. Number 2, suspense. Knowing that something is about to happen, but not knowing exactly what. It really helps make something crazy awesome. This combo between confusion and suspense pretty much makes anything mind-blowingly good or like really dramatic and awesome. I feel like they did it really well in the first game, but it was definitely lacking in the second game. This isn't to say that they didn't improve in some aspects in the Conduit 2 single player. Certainly they did, with the incorporation of a quest hub, non-linear levels, and boss battles. The most notable levels for me, though, as any Conduit 2 player will agree to, were those that had no direct multiplayer equivalent. Face it, the oil rig, Washington, China, and the second Siberia map, not the first one because the first one's a multiplayer map, were awesome levels. But that was pretty much the extent of it in Conduit 2. Later, High Voltage Studios admitted to being behind on the campaign aspect because of changing the theme from serious to joking, and that's kind of why the single player seems so half-assed. Throwing in all those exploration maps in which there were really just direct copies of multiplayer maps felt really cheap and poorly integrated. Some of the things Conduit 2 did, in Conduit 1, one of the things that it did better though was the inclusion of cutscenes. It really helped brighten the drama, bring it higher up just a little bit. I did enjoy it much better than those weird intermission talk things in Conduit 1. Now, what does this mean for Conduit 3 if there ever is one? Well, for one, I'd love to see a return to the more conspiracy aspect of the game that Conduit 1 did so well. I'd like to see a focus on pumping out original experiences rather than clones of multiplayer maps. So again, I'd like to see maps like the oil rig, Washington, China, and the second Siberia map, because they were so awesome. They were awesome. They each had like a cool spin on them. The Siberia map had those little cameras that would call in those dogs. The Siberia map was great. It was multi-leveled. You didn't really know how it was working. You kind of progressed in a certain kind of fashion. But Siberia map was awesome. My opinion, of course. I really liked it. Anyways, and cutscenes and boss battles should definitely return as well. I think there was some sort of boss battle that we saw in a trailer for Conduit 2. That never ended up getting realized for Conduit, that never got realized in Conduit 2. I think it was this giant mech. Do you any guys recall this? It was like showed at E3 or something in one of those trailers, but it never ended up showing up in the game. Weird. Anyways, the non-linear level design should definitely see a return. And for the love of God, have some form of conspiracy radio on every single level. I love those little things. Because not having it be the main plot makes it so much more conspiracy, if you know what I mean. It's like conspiracy isn't like this central idea thing. It's always to the side. Not many people like believe in it, and that's why they're so cool to like know that they're all true in like Conduit 2. And actually not more so Conduit 1. Just the Conduit series in general. I guess the mission hub was a cool idea that made Conduit 2 what it was and gave Atlantis its identity. But it doesn't necessarily need to return to Conduit 2. You don't really need it to. It wasn't that necessary. I mean, the class customization was pretty cool, but it really didn't matter that much. I could have done without it. I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's a bad thing, they shouldn't have had that. I'm saying, like, I can go without it. If you have to remove that to give us something more awesome, do it. One other thing I demand to see is that Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, who can both be seen in the final cutscene of Conduit 2, you can watch it somewhere else, I don't really have it on me right now. I demand for them to be dynamic characters with actual emotions and secrets, rather than just their own versions of Conduit 2's Mr. Ford. Anyways, guys, I gotta wrap this up. Thanks for watching. By the way, since I hit about 225 or 250, whatever the subs was, I don't really recall what it was. I will give away Lark's Files version 2. It has all the running speeds for every gun in streets per minute, I believe it was. I ran streets with supercharger on, supercharger off. I measured the amount of times I could run that distance in a minute down to the 20th of a second, or was it 30? I don't recall. Pretty accurate data. All of the guns are measured with heavy armor, supercharger on. It's really interesting. Check it out. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to talk about anything, if you want to suggest anything for me to play in the future, I'm open to any PC or Wii game. I will try to get around. I'm going to be starting a Red Steel 2 series eventually. That game's awesome. And so leave a comment to suggest something. Leave maybe a commentary topic, anything really, guys. Like this video if you liked it. Favorite it if you liked it a lot. Subscribe, guys, for more. And peace.